Technique 14, board equals paper. Let's start with a joke. My wife accused me of being immature. I told her to get out of my fort. As a subject teacher, I often forget that students have to learn how to be students as much as they need to learn content and skills. We can't expect students to just know the processes and practices that we expect in our class. Anything we want them to do in our classroom needs to be modeled first. This includes one of the most complex and critical aspects of being a student: learning to take notes and retain a record of one's knowledge. No matter what age you teach, forget everything that you think the students know. Imagine that they have never learned how to properly take notes. Instruct them on the best technique possible. For me, expecting students to take exact replica in their notes of what you write on the board is a good starting point. As students grow, as they become better note takers, they can begin learning how to make intentional decisions about how to take notes and what to include. But that process should wait until they're reliable and automatic about getting down what matters. In my experience, the best way to accomplish this goal is to start by making your overhead, your PowerPoint, your notes on the board, a mirror image of the graphic organizer you give to students to take notes on. I never tell my students, take out a blank piece of paper and write down what you think is important. It's too difficult a task. The first step is to make a graphic organizer that students can follow along with, step by step. Students take the blank graphic organizer and eventually make it look like the finished product. I always tell my students, make your paper look like mine. Remember to gradually release responsibility for note-taking to students. Just as we have learned to plan step by step, we also need to release responsibility step by step. This is a point I'd really like to stress. Gradually, students should progress in the amount of note-taking they exercise discretion over. If you feel like you've gone too far in their responsibility, rein it back in and restart from your last checkpoint. We need to make sure students are able to make good decisions about what notes to take and how to take them before we release the responsibility of note-taking to them. As you introduce the skill of note-taking, guide students through the process. Tell them what to title their paper. Tell them when to skip a line, how to make subheadings and headings. All of the details that need to go onto the paper should be introduced. This is like driving a car. Students need to be walked through the process delicately. It may take years before your students become masters at taking notes. But remember, you can always be the first step towards that mastery. As always, if you liked the video, you can find this one and many others on my Facebook page, Kaizen Teaching. Have a great day.